extraordinary figure, a female warrior in an age that believed women couldn't fight, let alone lead an army.
Take care what you do, for in truth I am sent by God, and you put yourself in great danger.
These are Joan's own words, recorded in a contemporary manuscript. Over the centuries, Joan has become an icon to almost everyone. To the left and the right, to Catholics and Protestants, traditionalists and feminists. She's captured the imagination of novelists, playwrights, artists and musicians, and her fame has spread all over the world, taking her from France to Hollywood. I've been studying the medieval world for almost 30 years, and I feel pretty confident in saying she's had more pop songs written about her than anyone else from the Middle Ages. But for all the images of Joan that have been created since her death, only one picture of her survives, which was made in her own lifetime. And it's here, a drawing, almost a doodle, in the margin of the records of the Paris Parliament. It shows what a remarkable and troubling figure Joan was. The clerk knew that the army at Orleans had a young woman with them who was carrying a banner and a sword, but he'd never seen her. Either he didn't yet know or couldn't quite believe that Joan actually, shockingly, had short hair and wore mail armour. Instead, he's made her look as a woman should, with long hair, modestly wearing a dress. But while there's only this one faint image of Joan, unusually for anyone in the Middle Ages, let alone a lowborn...
At first I was very afraid. The voice came at midday in the summertime in my father's garden. The voice came from the right-hand side towards the church, and I seldom hear it without a light. The light comes from the same side as the voice, but all around there is a great light. It seemed to me to be a worthy voice, and I believe it was a voice sent from God. Once I heard the voice 3 times, I knew it was the voice of an angel.
We might ask, was Joan mad or ill? But for the people of the Middle Ages, the issues were entirely different. They knew that angels and demons did communicate with people of completely sound mind. The problem wasn't how to explain Joan hearing voices that weren't there. The problem was how to tell whether the voices came to her from God or the devil. Joan received her first vision when she was living with her family in Domremy, a small village in the east of France. But the France that Joan was born into wasn't nearly as... More than 10 miles north of Domremy, which housed the nearest garrison loyal to the Dauphin. But its captain sent her away with a flea in her ear. The girl was clearly a fantasist. Her family, he said, should take her home and give her a few slaps. But Joan wouldn't give up. Word of her mission began to spread. And when she came back to Vaucouleurs in February 1429, the captain agreed to send her to the Dauphin's court. What had happened to change his mind? The evidence isn't at all clear. When Joan eventually set off from Vaucouleurs, the people here gave her a horse and an outfit of men's clothes to keep her safe on her dangerous journey. Clearly, they believed in her. But that wouldn't be enough to secure access to the Dauphin himself. We can't be sure exactly what happened, but there is one more clue. One of the 6 men who were given the job of escorting Joan was a messenger from the Dauphin's court. It seems that someone there had heard of Joan's claims, and now the Dauphin wanted to hear more. Like all medieval leaders, the Dauphin knew that his authority was bestowed